Hello, this is Caleb with Garvin Sewer Service at 1303 Alpine. This is part 4. This is the first video for the building B. So we are cameraing from the place that Lucas cleaned out the other day. This is the one that is farthest west. This is the one that's closest to building A. Just to let you know, this blind for building B does go down heading west to east and then turns to head to building A. So right now my camera is 42.5 feet to where I cannot get further, and that even with water, heavy water running, that is because we have multiple turns, and I've tried to get past this bend. So we are at the dumpsters heading towards A. So there is a dead spot that we're not able to see between the dumpster area and right at the entrance of the parking garage for building A, which is probably about a 30-foot, 40-foot run. I'm not able to see that. I was told that the farthest units were backing up as well as basically all the first level building or units were backing up. This is where Lucas snaked and was able to get the block. So the block had to be here up to building A. Now Lucas did not get all the way down to the building A's 48-foot belly. So either that first 11-foot belly in building A, or maybe the section in the turns and the dead space, or there is a small belly right here close by me. One of those three sections is where the block was. It is soft blockage as far as I can tell because of the turns and or the bellies. So we're 45 feet out, and we may have some water running, but when I first started this camera, it looks like we do. I want to make sure we actually do have a belly here. As you can see. So no matter how hard I try, even with some water running, I'm not able to get the camera to go past this section right here. I am 3 feet deep next to the dumpsters. And even if I were to get past it a little bit, that extra turn is going to restrict me even farther. So we'll turn back now. So yeah, right here, I believe it's not that super significant, but we did have accumulation of paper. When we started this video, I flushed some of that out. Let me readdress. I want to make sure that we do have. I thought we had a belly here. I want to be very thorough in that. So let me pull back all the way out. So that's the lateral. We have a few turns in the lateral. This is the cleanout that I'm operating from. So we're now in the lateral. We have a turn. And then now we're dropping into the main. Really? Alright, give me a second. I'm going to pause the video so you don't see me struggling and try to get this line over. Okay, I'm really struggling to get this camera past. I'm not sure how I got it down the first time. When I first cameraed this line at the beginning of the video, before the video started and right at the beginning of the video, I was underwater, couldn't see, and there was paper accumulated. And as you can see, there's so many turns. We got a 145 up the way right here. We have the 90 sweep that I'm working at, that's 2. We have another 45 right here, then another 45 that's winding into the common line that's for the units on the west side. And I can't even get my camera to go now. So the belly might not be that severe, but between the turns and the accumulation of paper up until the turn that I couldn't get past at the beginning of the video, it was accumulating, you know, sewage and paper. So there's a leveling issue going on, as well as these turns are making it hard. I do recommend replacing all these sections, but if my camera can't get past, logic would hold that paper and sewage would get hung up occasionally, starting to cause a block. So yeah, I got water running. I'm trying to ride that wave. Come on. I'm not sure why it's so hard now. Maybe it's because I'm hitting the bottom of the pipe that's pretty scaled up. This could also be adding to the problem. It's mineralization that builds. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Now. Finally. Okay, this is the spot I couldn't get past in the beginning. I'm gonna pause the video, turn the water off, that way we can get a better diagnostics of this section right here that I'm struggling on. Okay, so take another look. So you see that paper right there got hung up, even with all that water running. I'm not really seeing much of a belly here though. Maybe the scale's causing it to get hung up, or the turns, because this is the turn that I was struggling on. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that there's not a belly here, but I would say that it is worth having the discussion on replacing these 45s with some PVC, or maybe even replacing this section from here until that 40-foot mark, which is 30 feet, because for whatever reason, paper was getting hung up. Before the video started and when the video first started. Running the camera with water running seemed to have flushed it out. Of course, it's going to run to building A on those bellies. So from that section past might be the problem. But we were starting to have a little bit of a minor backup there. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's not a belly, but it is worth the discussion, at least replacing some of these turns, because you saw how hard it was to get my camera through even with running water. But at this time I'm going to say there is no belly there. So if anything, spot repairs to make it to where everything can run down smoother. But obviously we were able to clear a little bit out of there, so I was mistaken when I first started this video. So right now as it stands, we have still the 2 bellies in building A, which is down the line from here. Right here we have a lot of turns that seem to be slowing up paper when too much paper is flush, or when thick paper is flush, or just naturally with scale. Any other questions, I will have another 5th video for the clean out farthest down the way from where we are operating from, and that will be the video that comes, and hopefully I can get all the way over here. So far, all the laterals meeting the common line, every single one of them, the 4 out of the 6 have been good. I've been told that the one in the middle, we're going to go ahead and just not worry about that one right now because the laterals are not the problems, but the big common line is. So part 5 video is coming up. This is building B part 1, which is technically, it will say part 4, but this is the first one for the building B. My name is Caleb.